In today's episode, more commentary on AI and creativity. A lot of folks have expressed unhappiness and concern, maybe even a little dismay at how good the newer creative models coming out of labs like Elithera AI, GPT from OpenAI, and so on and so forth, how good these libraries are at creating, at being creative. And a lot of folks have had very heated discussions about whether or not AI can truly be creative or not. And the answer is, it depends, right? It's like people arguing whether art created by AI is art. Art is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, there's plenty of art that I look at and go, I don't get it. I just don't understand. There was a piece at I want to say it was the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I saw it in person. It was controversial. It might have been the American Museum of Art in D.C. It was a jar of urine with a crucifix in it. And it was a political statement of some kind, but I looked at it and went, I don't get it. Like, to me, that's not what I look for in art. It is art, but it is not art for me. This lovely thing here, let me move the camera a little bit. Right, this is the result of a water gun in the backyard. Is it art? If you like it, it is. If you don't like it, it's just random decor. I saw another piece at a museum that was a 3-foot by 3-foot canvas painted blue. I looked at it and went, I don't get it. It meant something to the creator. It means something to a percentage of the audience. A percentage of the audience looks at that and goes, wow, I get it. It's deep. It's moving. It's powerful. And I'm sitting here going, I don't get it. Given how broad and subjective art is, my answer to whether AI can create art or not is yes, it absolutely can create art. Whether it's art that you like or I like is immaterial. It can create art because art is always in the eye of the beholder. If you didn't know that a machine created it, would you say that was art or not? Let me pull up a piece here. So this is something I asked OpenAI's DALL-E 2 about. And I said, make me a painting of a field of sunflowers with pigeons in it wearing hats. Is this art? If you didn't know that a machine made that, if I just told you I made that, would you say it was art? Probably. It may or may not be very good, but you would probably say, yeah, that's art. Here's the important part about all this. AI is not going to replace artists. It's not going to replace humans in the process of art, but it's going to dramatically widen the field of art. It's going to dramatically increase the amount of art we create. Why? I'm not a very good artist, right? I can sort of paint, can color in the in the lines and stuff, paint by numbers. I can draw, sorta. Could I have created that painting of a field of sunflowers with pigeons wearing hats? I probably could have created something like it, but not as good. That is an example of creativity by proxy. I have the creative impulse, the desire, the ambition. I have the idea I want to bring into the world, but I don't have the skills. I don't have the abilities. AI gives me the abilities. By proxy, I direct the machine to create. And I look at the outputs and I say that one or not that one or that one, and so on and so forth. And so it enables my creativity in ways that no other technology could, right? I would have to go to art school for months, maybe years to create that style of art in a way that looks, similar in quality to what a machine created with a prompt from me. It's still my idea. It's still the creative impulse came from me. The machine did not just generate that randomly. The machine took a sentence from me. Paint a field of sunflowers with pigeons in it, wearing hats. And then it did the work. And so this creativity by proxy, where the machine is the proxy, is what's going to change the field of creativity. Because suddenly you will have a lot more expression of creativity. People saying, yeah, I can't paint, I can't draw, I can't compose music. And a machine is saying, I can do those skills, I have those skills, but I don't have the creative impulse. So the human provides the impulse, and then the machine does the work. And then you could have situations where a human artist fine-tunes it, takes the output from the machine and says, okay, you did a mostly good job here, but we'll touch this up here and maybe change the clouds here in the painting and so on and so forth. That is where humans can continue to add value even in an AI-generated piece. They can take the output and improve upon it, add uniquely human touches to it. But let's be honest, this piece of art that I generated, I made this for a friend of mine. It's good enough, right? It's good enough. Did it take away labor or money from an artist? No, it didn't. Why not? Because instead of me having a machine do it instead of paying a human, what it really did was it created the art where the art simply would not have existed before. There was an idea in my head. It would never have left my head. It would have stayed in there and then eventually vaporized. And so this creativity by proxy, by machines, is going to dramatically widen the field of creativity and the body of work that the human race, all of us, can offer, because for a substantial portion of us, we are no longer limited by our lack of skills, right? Our creative impulses can be channeled by proxy, by machine. And it's not going to take away art from people we would have paid to begin with. It's going to manifest a lot of art that never makes it out of people's heads. Right. And that's a wonderful thing. That is a wonderful thing if we can get more people being more creative. When we get to the point where machines can start generating video, right? Imagine what that will do for filmmaking. Not because it's going to take money away from the big Hollywood studios. It's not. They may use it for process efficiency to improve the speed and reduce the cost of their outputs, for sure. But all the indie filmmakers, people like me, maybe there's a movie in me. I don't have the ability, I don't have the money, I don't have the talent to create a feature film. But if we get to a point in a few years where the compute power is available, I may be able to make a feature film just with a series of prompts. Make a scene with two women drinking coffee at a table, discussing their romance, right? And a machine may generate that, and I might need to fine-tune it. But that might be enough to help me make a film that right now I can't. So I am cautiously optimistic about the technology today. I am enormously optimistic about where it's going and what it will allow us to create, because when our creative impulses are not shackled by talent and people can express themselves, really express themselves artistically, and they may not have had time in life to acquire the skills, I think you're going to see a true renaissance of what is in people's heads. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's today's thoughts. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.